Hello, it's 9:30. Welcome to the weather update. It is August 24th, 2023, and yep, socked in the clouds today, and some on and off showers around. Not a soaker by any means, but there's some rain out there that we've had. Looking at the radar, you can see a few of these showers that we've had around. They're just generally light, maybe occasionally moderate. However, there was a water spout, and that's why I made the post up off the Jersey Shore, and there was actually a special marine warning for this that happened. So if we look at the Ventus sky here, we'll rewind the radar. We'll rewind this to like 2 o'clock. I think it was this cell over here somewhere. It was actually wound up moving. It was actually moving south to north, which was a little different from the other cells. I actually had a water spout and a special marine warning out for it, which is interesting. If we go to the Weather Service page, I think that'll probably be listed on there. Let's see if they have it on their Twitter. I'm still calling it Twitter. I know it's technically X, but you know what? That's just Elon Musk's lunacy. Let's see if they've... no, they don't have anything about it. So, yeah, there was a... once again, the Weather Service not talking about it. But yeah, there was a water spout that occurred off the Jersey Shore. Nobody's really talking about it. Interesting. But for us, just a gray day. See the cloudy skies that we had today. On and on showers. It's kind of gloomy. Not like yesterday, that's for sure. Yesterday was very nice. But today, yeah, kind of gloomy out there. So let's look at our weather. Whoa, what happened there? Okay. I don't know what happened there, but let's look at you can see the excessive heat warnings that continue to take place in the Midwest, and severe weather in Michigan and threatening Ohio yet again. You can see flood watches, and that is because they got... Is that a tornado warning? That looks like a we're going to zoom in on that. It looks like a tornado warning. Well, it's not popping up here, but it looks like there's a tornado warning here. And this whole area is under a severe thunderstorm watch. Got severe thunderstorm warnings in Michigan. And again, it's because of this line here that you see here. If we look at the radar, maybe we just maxed out the RAM. I don't know what the hell happened here. I seem to having an issue here with it. Yeah, sometimes you have too many windows open. This is what happens. But there are... Yeah, I'm going to have to close Ventus Sky. Let me close Ventus Sky, and maybe we can get our radar back. All right, well, close this, and we'll have to reload it and see what happens. See why that's not working. All right, here we go. So this area, it looks like it's about to get pounded again by thunderstorms, including London, Ontario as well. So this area, which usually doesn't see severe weather, well, it looks like they're going to get some. And then, yeah, Flint, Lansing, this whole area is moving to the southeast. And yesterday, that's why I wanted to put the Ventus Sky up, because we're going to do the radar rewind and look at yesterday and talk about last night let me close these windows here with the pictures here. Talk about last night in Michigan here, because it was pretty insane. Not so much Michigan, but Ohio, the coast of Ohio, particularly Cedar Point, this area. They got nailed by a bad storm last night, and they got a lot of rain. That's why there were flood advisories. So this is what happened last night. You can see these thunderstorms, and what was unusual about them is the way they were moving. They were moving from northeast to southwest. So if we look at the radar here, notice how they're moving from northeast to southwest. This is very unusual to see. Again, this is what happens when you have a jet stream that, So you can see they're moving northwest to southeast, and you can see this is the area that got pounded over here last night by these thunderstorms, and they were bad. I captured a little video of it from a webcam at Cedar Point, and I had to show it to you because you can see, first of all, how strong the winds are, and these white caps on the water here are incredible. And you can see, again, how the camera is just shaking here. Very strong winds. You can see a lot of lightning flashing there. And then they got hit by a number of storms, kind of training over the area. And actually, they've gotten a lot of rain as a result of that. So this is some of the rain that we needed to fall in Canada where those wildfires are going. This is the kind of rain they need, the kind of soaking that they need. But, yeah, this storm was pretty bad. Actually caused the power to go out here. blinked and it actually went out in part of the screen. Let's see if I can find that spot. But you can see a pretty bad storm here. Gets worse. Gets way worse than this. It's just the very beginning of it. You can see the rain. It really gets blinding. Just blinding rain here. It gets to the point where you can't even see anything, which is insane. Just got to find where the power went out. But you can see very heavy. You can see how that camera's moving around there like that. Really incredible winds with this. And a lot of lightning, too. Strobe lightning. It was like nonstop. You can see here's where the heavy rain is. You can see, look at that. You can't even see anything at this point. It's just blinding. It's just blinding. Let's say the first wave comes, and then there's a little bit of a break, but then they get harder a second time. You can see how bad the visibility gets reduced. The lightning is incredible here. So you catch the power going out here, because it did go out. I mean, there's a tremendous amount of lightning here. Just very heavy rain, strong winds, and yeah, that's where the lights went out. Okay, yeah, you can see them going out and out. Yeah, he went out once there. So they're starting to go out. The power is starting to go out over here. It's the lightning. I didn't see any bolts, but again, it was just constant barrage of lightning here. Kind of reminded me of the thunderstorm we had, but with a lot more rain. A lot more rain. And you can see the rain is just pouring down here, and we're going to go over the rainfall totals. I just got to show you this because it's just incredible. That's why I captured this video, because it's just incredible to see rain pouring down like that. I mean, you can't even see. It looks like a hurricane almost with lightning. It's really incredible to see. See, there's a part where the power goes out. I could get the part where the power goes out. I want to get that for you. So that's the first wave, and there's another wave. So it kept raining. Yeah, that's where the power went out right there. So let's get it. See it go out right here. Yep, there it goes. Yep, there it went out, and everything went out, came back on, went out again, came back on. It's like, it's nuts. I had to show that to you. And then only that area had power, so I don't know if they lost complete power or not. Their electric company, by the way, is Ohio Edison, a subsidiary of First Energy, which you know is everybody's favorite electric company. They're JCP&L, you know. Then it got bad again. There was another wave that moved through, I think, a little later, right? Let's get all the lightning here. I think that was it. I thought there was another wave that came in, though. Yep, there was another wave. And this one is even worse. I mean, visibility went down to like nothing in this storm. I mean, look at that. I mean, you know how hard it's raining for, you can't even see across the street kind of rain? Well, that's how hard the rain was. So, yeah, pretty incredible storm that they got up in the Great Lakes region of Ohio last night, and they could do it again tonight. Incredible. And there were a lot of power outages from this storm as well. You could see, but I guess they kept their power there. I don't know if they have a generator or what, or maybe they were on a different circuit, but I think they're on a different circuit perhaps. But anyway, this is what happened last night. Let's take a look and see what the rainfall totals were in this area, because again, it was pretty impressive, and that's why I'm kind of going over this, because it's pretty crazy. So I want to put precipitation in here, just show you how much rain that they've gotten, and you're going to be pretty surprised here. We'll go to let's see, 36 hours here. Put the observations up here, and then we'll get to our weather again, but I want to point this out. Take a look at these rainfall numbers here where these storms hit. So they trained over the whole area. You got over a month's worth of rain in some of these areas again. So a lot of flooding going on. Again, Great Lakes area of Ohio just got hammered with heavy rain, and I'm sure there was a lot of flooding as well in this area as well with all these high. Those thunderstorms just kept training over the same spots over and over again. Let's see if we can get some more rainfall numbers here. I mean, look at this. This is incredible. Look at all the rain. We even have 5 inches here. Well, when you have an air mass with dew points in the 80s, and it's being advected over, there's actually this cold front actually seemed like it was moving east to west almost, or northeast to southwest, bumping into that hot, humid air. You had a lot of water coming out of that. So that's why. Let me pull this out a little more. That still looks like a tornado warning. You can see Michigan, not quite as much rain. That does look like a severe thunderstorm warning. It's showing severe. It's not showing a tornado warning though. Okay, so let's go to the observations here, and we're going to talk about the Midwest because it needs to be talked about. Oh, here we go. We got a wind gust of 51. That's with the severe, actually 61 miles an hour at Mason with these thunderstorms right now. So they're getting pounded right now. Let's go and look at some of these observations again. These dew points here. Let's see Chicago, 91 with a dew point of 79. Still dealing with these oppressively, really ridiculous dew points that are just incredible here. 81 degree dew point in Joliet. I mean, 89. I mean, this is insanity. All right. Yeah, I don't ever remember dew points getting into the 80s. That's insane. And they had highs up in the upper 90s. And I felt like the mid 110s with that humidity. I mean, just thank God that air mass isn't over here. It just is unbelievable. Dew point 79. I mean, it's unheard of stuff. Unheard of. Dew point 76. This is the kind of humidity you have. We'll put the highs on the map, and then we're going to look at the dew points, too. Because this is like historic heat for the upper Midwest here. 100 near Cedar Rapids. 90 with a dew point of 81 right now at Vinton. I mean, that's incredible to see that kind of humidity that far north. That's almost... Look at that, dew point 83. 94 with a dew point of 83. That made it feel like it was almost... It made it feel like it was over 120 degrees today in Iowa. That's not supposed to happen. That's historic right there. That's incredible. Cedar Rapids, 82 with a dew point of 75. Well, that's a lot better than the 80 degree dew point. But look at this. 100 in Wisconsin, you had 100s up here. I mean, this is insane. Let's look at... I mean, it's just insane, this heat dome. It's just an insane heat dome. Never seen anything like that. 108 at Manhattan, Kansas. At least the dew point's down to 61, so it's better. At least it's not dealing with the humidity. But still, I mean, it's just incredible. And then we'll put the dew points on the map. And you can see these high dew points again. High dew points near 80 degrees. And in fact, the dew points, again, just stretch all the way up. It's funny how the dew points are actually lower in parts of Texas than they are way up north, which is kind of nuts. So you see the humidity. So let's go into our area, and we'll talk about our weather. And I had to bring that up because it's just incredible to see this. So let's go to the temperatures that we got right now. 70 degrees at Islip, dew point 63. Not too bad. Like I said, that's what it's been generally. It's only been in the 70s, dew points in the mid-60s, so slightly humid. Not too bad. On and off light rain. We haven't really gotten a whole lot of rain. Let's look at our highs today. Only in the low 70s for the most part because of the cloud cover. Maybe up in the mid-70s in New Jersey, but generally speaking, cool with that southeast wind. Cloud cover keeps us cool. Did get down to 52 last night. West Hampton, otherwise mid-60s for lows. Let's go to the climatology for today. Islip only got up to 7. We're 4 degrees, 9 degrees below normal on the high, 4 degrees below normal for the day because the low wasn't that low. Central Park wound up being 5 degrees below normal for the day and 10 degrees below normal on the high. So very unusually cool again. When you get that easterly, southeasterly flow and cloud cover, it's very, very cool. That's the thing that you get. I'm just kind of curious. I'm going to just put Joliet in here, and I want to see if... I know the Weather Service is Chicago, Illinois, but I just want to see if they brought up anything about dew point records. Or maybe not. We'll find out. And nothing. All right, let's see. All right, so here we go with some of the things. So these are the dew points again. They're talking about the dew points here. And you'll see here that your dew points are up near, again, highest dew point of 80 degrees. So it says right here, 8:23. So the first 80-degree dew point observed in Chicago since July 30th, 1999 became only the 7th calendar day on record where an 80-plus degree dew point on record was recorded in Chicago. 8/24 saw the first 100-degree temperature recorded in Chicago since 7/6/2012 and became tied as the 5th calendar day to see a 100-degree temperature observed in Chicago. The heat index of 120 degrees on 8/24 is highest ever observed, so that's an all-time record right there. Hottest heat index ever in Chicago. There you go, right there. That's the proof of the climate crisis for you that's going on. And I'm kind of curious to see what Iowa, what was that? Des Moines, Iowa. I don't know where that was. Des Moines, Iowa. I think it was Des Moines, Ohio, or something, Ohio. I think it was Des Moines, Quad Cities. I think it was Quad Cities office. I don't know if it was Des Moines. But we'll go to Des Moines, Iowa, and look at their thing. You can see again. I think it was Quad Cities. I'll see if they're talking about these ridiculously high dew points. Because again, it's just insanity to see dew points like this. Let's see what they got here. I don't know. Not even talking about the dew points. All right, record high temperatures. This was yesterday. Again. High humidity, max. Some of the heat index values are over 120 degrees. What my database has for the highest dew point when the air temperatures were at many Iowa ASO sites. So yeah, a lot of dew point records were set here, and that's pretty crazy. Again, could also do Quad Cities. I don't know. I'll put Quad Cities. This is another area, Illinois. So this is another weather office here. That we this kind of heat again. Record high tide at Moline. So these a lot of records got shattered with this heat. Really, really incredible here. That's why I'm talking about it so much because, again, the dew points are incredible here. You said it's not just the heat, but it's the humidity. Again, heat indexes. Look at these heat indexes. Just insane right here. Insane humidity. And, of course, and here we go. Record high-low temperature as well. Yep. Records just shattered everywhere. So the records are smashed everywhere. And I mean smashed. Absolutely nuts. So that's why I'm glad we're not dealing with that kind of heat. We can also look at heat dome as well, because it could have been us. Thank God it's not. So here we go. Axios. Intense heat dome. Brutal heat wave brings triple-digit temperatures from Chicago to Illinois. All right, so here we go. The summer featuring countless heat domes and record high temperatures and heat indexes. Heat dome smother in the region yielded heat indexes of 120 to 130, setting records dating back to 1950 and beyond. This heat dome is stronger than ever seen. All right. So this is incredible here. Threat level here. Des Moines this week, city schools moved outdoor cities. This is how it goes on. One observing site in the northeastern part of the state recorded a heat index of 127 degrees. Sioux Falls, South Dakota, the overnight minimum temperature of 81 early Tuesday tied the record for hottest such temperature on record. And in Lawrence, Kansas, the heat index hit 134 on Sunday when the air temperature reached 102. So that's when you combine the humidity, the heat with the humidity, it's absolutely insane. It really is. So anyway, it kind of gives you a perspective of what's going on. Tonight, we've got the enhanced risk over the Great Lakes. Marginal risk kind of extending down into part of the Appalachians. Tomorrow, the marginal risk kind of moves south. But you notice there is no risk for us for severe weather at all. We can go into the day 3, which would be Saturday, but there's nothing showing there either. So it doesn't look like we're going to be getting any severe weather. National Hurricane Center, still watching various areas. Tropical Storm Franklin is now strengthening, and it is located at 22.4 north, 68.9 west. Its maximum sustained wind is 60 miles an hour, and it's moving east-northeast at 8 miles an hour. And eventually, it's going to strengthen. Could wind up threatening Bermuda by Monday or Tuesday. At this point, so All that. Let's talk about some more satellite imagery and go over that. The smoke. There's still smoke over here in British Columbia. We still have what looks like some smoke in Oregon. It's not as bad as it was before, at least. So maybe they got some moisture into helping those fires a little bit. You can see the clouds over us. So let's take a look and see how weather's shaping up from this week into next week. And we're going to first look at the jet stream. Let's go up to the North American view and look at the jet stream upper dynamics. So here's the jet stream, and you'll see it's a mess. I mean, you'll see there's that weak trough that comes through, and that trough is going to push offshore. But we got to watch. I'm a little concerned that it's kind of stalling out a little bit, which could cause a stored front syndrome. And we're going to have to watch how this interacts with Franklin. Right now, it keeps Franklin offshore, and hopefully it's where it stays. But because of that, the nice air weather that we were supposed to get on Sunday and the Monday may not be so great. We're going to look at that. Here comes another weird narrow trough, really weird shaped trough. This is what happens when you have the jet stream just abnormally. And then a peek at your Labor Day weekend. It looks like there is some ridging in the east, which I don't like. Starting that, look at that beginning of September there. I don't like that look at all. Let's look at the European model. 12Z European. All right, so here's the 12Z European, and again, you'll see there's that trough again. You see it gets hung up, though. Originally, it was supposed to move a little closer offshore, so this may bring Franklin a little bit closer. We're going to have to keep watch of this, all right? And just, I don't think we're going to get any impacts as far as beyond the rough surf, but this could become an issue for Nova Scotia because of the placement of that trough. As you see, there's the European, that jet stream. Again, just being a complete disorganized mess at this point. Let's go look at the upper air pattern. So again, here's your heat dome in the middle of the country. That breaks down a little bit. Here comes the next trough for the weekend. And again, there is Franklin. You'll notice also it forms another storm that could impact the west coast of Florida, another tropical storm that has yet to be named at this point. And you can see that trough there. And that we'll have to watch because it kind of has it sitting off the east coast there for a little bit as we get into early September. Looking at the GFS here, you'll see here's that, again, the heat dome breaks down a little bit. You notice there's a big ridge. And usually when you see this big ridge in the this is not going to be good for the wildfires. Again, Western Canada just can't get a break. Normally when we get this, we get a big trough in the east. So that's why I'm hoping we'll get that big trough in the east, and that's going to help. Again, here's Franklin, kick it out to see GFS is much further away, and it's also much stronger and more amplified with the trough in our area, better than the European at least. But then again, as you get toward the end of the period, you do see that ridging develop there in the east. We can look at temperature anomaly chart. Here, let's do temperature anomaly. So here's the problem. Again, as we head into this week, you'll notice here's the heat dome breaking down. We'll get into the below normal weather Sunday and the Monday and the next week. But you notice, look at all that bright red there, right where we don't need it. British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Northwest Territories. It's not going to be good for the wildfires. Also notice very much above normal temperatures in Greenland as well. But you notice for us, below normal temperatures. But we do start getting into some of that heat again as we get into September. It's showing some more above normal temperatures, trying to work their way to the east. Looking at the European model here. So European model, you can see European a little bit of a different look, not as cool as the GFS. You notice there's a big difference here. Euro is much weaker with that trough, and so we don't get the cool down that that you think we would, and then just everybody's just above normal as we get into September. This is not good at all. So let's go to the surface and look at the GFS. Well, let's look at the surface. First, let's look at the surface on the European model. And again, we are looking at the 12Z European model here. So you'll see, again, we have those rain chances. It's like a low-pressure frontal thing, and it just takes its sweet time coming through. Hopefully we can salvage a decent weekend. There's Franklin, and you can see it comes awfully close. Normally we were supposed to have, originally we were showing a big, strong high over New England that would keep this thing kind of offshore, but now it's showing the troughs kind of sitting over here. So we're going to have to watch how this interacts with that. Then you'll notice you are forming another storm in the Gulf that could impact Florida. And then that we're going to have to watch for possibility of affecting the East Coast. But see, the European is completely different, and it's looking and worse in my opinion, obviously. Looking at the GFS, this high is stronger. You'll notice that jet high is much stronger and brings us, it's a stronger push, keeps Franklin away. And then the troughing is much stronger on the GFS. Doesn't even form that system in the Gulf. So GFS definitely, hopefully, is right this time. It has held up better than the Euro, but, maybe the Euro might be on to something. We're going to have to see how this weekend goes, and that's going to play into how the Labor Day weekend goes into September. So let's go and look at the HRRR and look at our short-term weather here. You'll see we're going to have some rain tonight, and some of it could be heavy at times overnight into the morning. Another batch coming through in the late morning hours, and then scattered showers and maybe a thunderstorm also. It's actually popping some this could be some heavy storm activity here. The Storm Prediction Center not really putting us in a risk tomorrow, but I'd watch out in the afternoon perhaps. It's showing something pretty strong around 7, 8 o'clock there. And then more scattered showers. And then for Saturday, we try to get this out of here. Let's look at our dew points, and you'll see why we're going to get all this rain, because those dew points are actually going to be coming up tonight. So we have the southerly wind. Dew points rise tomorrow into the 70s, so it's going to be more muggy tomorrow than today. Southerly winds. And then as we get into Saturday, we start seeing those winds turn to the northwest and west, and that'll slowly bring in the drier air. Your air temperatures tonight, not dropping much, and tomorrow, Jersey could be warm. Could be warm in New Jersey tomorrow. You can see the heat dome starting to get pushed down in the Midwest there, starting to get pushed down, but they're still going to be dealing with it a little further south. A little bit of a break for the, Chicago and stuff, but further south, they're still going to be dealing with it. Tomorrow night, temperatures don't drop much. Again, this front is going to take its sweet time coming through. And then for your Saturday, could be wind up being pretty warm with temperatures in the low to mid 80s. So let's go to the GFS next and look at, you can see GFS is even warmer. And again, with this front dew points, you can see we start to drop these dew points by Sunday. That's when we have the north wind. As this front kind of gets hung up out here, and that's what we have to watch for. And then as you get toward Monday, the winds will shift more to the east. And then there's Franklin again. And hopefully, we had that dry wedge of air that'll keep that thing away from us. And then much better weather for Thursday and to Friday. So this weekend, it may be a little bit unsettled, but it won't be too bad. I think tomorrow is going to be the main unsettled day. It'll be better, improving conditions. Skies, let's go to the skies. Right now, I'm not going to run the smoke model. I'll do that tomorrow night, but obviously plenty of clouds tomorrow. Saturday, maybe we'll see increasing levels of sun. Hopefully Sunday we can get some sunshine, though. Again, we'll have to see what happens with this storm that's going to get stuck here. It might throw some clouds our way. And then Monday, again, we may be dealing with some clouds on the fringe of things. We may have to wait until Thursday to really clear things out. It just keeps delaying it, which is annoying, as you know. RGEM, let's go to that. This is the higher resolution cloud model. I see tomorrow we'll pretty much be dealing with plenty of clouds. Saturday, a good deal of clouds around too, I think. Maybe a few peaks of sun. Sunday, which was supposed to be a clear day, is now showing again because that dry air is not really getting in. There's not enough of a dry push. We may still be dealing with some clouds on Sunday. We'll have to see what happens then in the Monday. So, again, that trough, the GFS wants to be stronger with it, but I noticed the RGEM and the European want to be weaker with it, and that's the problem. The weaker this trough is, the weaker the dip in the jet stream, the more we've got to worry about tropical systems coming our way. So we'll have to see how this all pans out. Let's look at the NAM as far as tomorrow goes, and I want to look at the NAM particularly with the storm threat. So let's that again. We're going to have that heavy rain. You can see that, and there's that line coming in. Heavy rain, and again, there's going to be rain lingering around through the early afternoon hours, and then you can see it's popping that other additional batch of showers and thunderstorms up that we may have to deal with in the evening. And that's yet to be seen. They could be severe. Just keep an eye. We've seen thunderstorms this year just be severe because, again, we have more water vapor in the atmosphere. We're in a warmer world, so even if the Storm Prediction Center doesn't want to say we're in a threat, you got to pay attention. So let's go to the Ventu sky, and we'll look at the Cape levels for tomorrow here. So, thunderstorm threat. All right, we'll move this to tomorrow. Here's 8 o'clock, and I do want to actually go back to that and look at the amount of rain we're going to get to. But Cape levels, 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock, particularly over New Jersey, they're up there. So, mainly New Jersey, but again, we've been surprised before. So don't be surprised if some severe thunderstorm warnings get issued. I don't think a watch will, but a few warnings definitely could be issued. At least some strong storms, to say the least. You can see that there's that lifted index as well. So conditions are somewhat favorable for an isolated severe thunderstorm tomorrow, I would think. Let's go back to the HRRR. We'll just look at our amount of rain that we're going to get, and I'm going to end this weather update. But here we go. Total accumulated precip. Again, where these storms hit, you could see as much as a half an inch to 3/4 of an inch of rain, and then that second batch could give us, look at that. The HRRR is nailing us with over 2 inches of rain, so maybe even some flash flooding, perhaps. Just be surprised. Don't be surprised if we wind up getting nailed tomorrow night. The possibility is there. So pay attention to the radar, and if there are any warnings, I'll post, and hopefully we'll have maybe a good thunderstorm because it's been a little while. I kind of want one. So we could also use some heavy rain, believe it or not. Even though we're above normal for rainfall the month, we haven't had a decent rain in at least a week, so we could use it. There was a 1,600 acre brush fire in New Jersey actually a few days ago, so we could use some rain. It's bad enough they got the fires in Canada. We don't want them here. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. Have a good night.